Alright guys, my name is Little Chef and welcome back to another episode of the Patreon Sim franchise. We are in the playoffs and I didn't make it. Obviously, nothing for me to do. Only a shot was wild card. Not going to happen. We need to reassign our staff. But let's see what happened after week 17. The Colts end up losing 31-20. He did say he was going to rest his starters because he had already secured the playoff spot, so no real surprise there. But he loses again 3 times. That's the third loss in about 4 to 5 weeks. So that's maybe an indication for his playoff run. He had a great season, just didn't finish the season strong. 371 yards total offense, 79 on the ground, 297 through the air, 18 first downs for 491 total yards. No turnovers, converted pretty decent, just not able to stop them completing third downs. Both had 100% in the red zone, even though the friggin' Bengals were about 4 for 5 for touchdowns, man. Bengals played pretty good, but even with just the backups in, the Colts still almost won this game. The Saints ended up knocking off the Lions. I mean, that helped me in conference in my division, but I don't think it helped me overall because more than likely I lost in playing the Packers, so wouldn't be surprised there. Ended up going overtime, but taking the cake 27-21. They had 436 yards of total offense, 110 on the ground, 326 through the air with 19 first downs for 528 total yards. Limited the turnovers, which kept them in the game, as the Lions had 3, and then only converted 6 times on third down, but the 1 time on fourth was huge, and 100% in the red zone compared to the Lions. 1 for 3 definitely helped because they had 4 touchdowns. Saints able to get those points on the board when they needed to and got the win. And then we round out the season with a Sunday Night Football loss to the Green Bay Packers, who secured our division. We ended up losing 28-10. They didn't end the season on a high note, man. We didn't even make the necessary funds to potentially keep my job, so we'll see how that goes after the end of the season. But we had 391 yards of total offense, 72 on the ground, 319 through the air, 19 first downs for 468 yards of total offense. We played a pretty good game, man. We beat them on paper, just unable to convert in the red zone by the looks of it. No turnovers by either team. Both converted 6 third down conversions. They had 2 fourth down conversions. We were 0% in the red zone. We not one time got in the red zone, and we had better stats than they did on paper, whereas they were 4 for 4 with 3 touchdowns and a field goal. No wonder why we lost. Unable to produce on offense, and way too many injuries just killed us this season. So looking at the wild card, Chargers versus Dolphins. Saints made it. So Saints versus Falcons, Titans, Texans, and Steelers, and then Eagles and Rams. And then, of course, Colts have a bye week. They secured their division game. No wild card for them. So we'll see who they play next week. So final standings, Steelers take their division at 9-7. It was a pretty good matchup, except for the Browns, of course. they had a pretty good season over there. AFC South, Colts for sure take it at 13-3. Texans finish right behind them at 11-5. And then the Titans at 9-6. AFC East, Dolphins 12-4. Solid season from them. Patriots ended up missing the playoffs, man. You don't see that very often, but they did lose Brady. I think he retired before the season, so a new quarterback and stuff like that. So they just weren't able to produce enough to get the job done. AFC West, Chiefs secure the second best record in football as far as I know, and Chargers right behind them at 10-6. NFC North, Lions secure at 12-4, and we don't even make the playoffs. We were kind of in the matchup for it, but us losing 3 straight 100% knocked us out of the playoffs, man. Like I said a while ago, way too many injuries all season. We're going to alleviate that with a new trainer here in just a minute. NFC South, Falcons take it, and Saints sneak in. I told you they had the advantage over the Panthers, and then the huge win in overtime helped propel them to that last playoff spot. NFC East, Redskins at 13-3. Oh, there we go. They're tied actually with the Colts for the best record. I did not know that they were that good this year. And then Redskins at 9-7 make it in. NFC West, Rams take it at 8-7-1. Seahawks 6-8-2. Cardinals 3-11-2. A lot of ties for the NFC West. I'd actually be surprised if we didn't have a new injury, but we don't. Luckily, I put all these guys on injured reserve, and we wouldn't have had them for the wild card game anyways. We would have had to continue to win, which we probably wouldn't have done. But look, still the key playmaker injuries on my team plague us all season long. Colts lost Morris, partial ACL tear, out for 9 weeks. Got him on the injured reserve. I would assume not a big deal for him. The way his defense is, the way his team's been playing, we'll see. Give him another week. And then the Saints, Cooks with a foot fracture, out for 6 weeks. That's a huge threat offensively, but maybe he won't need him as he goes into his wildcard game. So we're looking to re-sign our staff. Coach, we got you until 2018, not worried about it. Scout, we got you till 2019, definitely not worried about it. Anderson, your butt's gone, dude. I 100% don't want you. I don't want you. How do I get rid of you? I don't want you. I just want somebody else. Please let me fire you. Just got done with the advance from the wild card to the divisional, and the Saints end up losing to the Falcons 10-24. I'm pretty sure during the regular season they also lost to the Falcons 10-24. I may be wrong, but it was a good game the last time they played as well. Saints unable to hold on. 272 yards of total offense, 59 on the ground, 213 through the air. With 14 first downs, I mean, the defense couldn't keep the Falcons from getting first downs. And that was huge, plus 341 total yards gained. But the 2 turnovers hurt, not able to stop them on 3rd down, 4th down, or 2-point conversions. This defense just wasn't able to help out the offense a whole lot. Even though they left them out of the end zone every time they got in it, except for one. So 1 for 3 is not bad, but whenever you go 2 for 3 with a field goal, makes a huge difference. So looking at the other games, the Chargers end up beating the Dolphins. The Steelers take it to Pittsburgh. And then the Rams beat the Eagles. So going into the divisional round, you have Chargers and Colts, Rams, Redskins, Texans, Chiefs, Falcons, Packers. Holy crap, the Colts lost the first playoff game they have. They get beat by the Chargers pretty good by, 9 points? 275 yards of total offense, 79 on the ground, 196 through the air, 11 first downs for 356 total yards. That was a horrible game for them, especially the way they've been playing this entire season. This is probably the worst showing they've had all year long. Couldn't take advantage of the 4 turnovers, turning the ball over twice themselves, only converting on 3rd down 4 times, and settling for 2 field goals out of their 3 trips in the red zone, man. Those touchdowns would have made it a 1-point game, but still, that was a poor showing by the Colts, especially considering the season they had, as they were the remaining user team. They made it the furthest, unable to make it to the Super Bowl. So looking at the other games, the Rams ended up trouncing Washington 42-3, who also had a really good record going into the postseason. Houston 49-30 over Kansas City, who also had a good record. Holy crap, everybody had a good record. Green Bay as well end up losing. Atlanta wins 31-21. So looking at the postseason conference matchups, you have the Chargers versus the Texans, and then Rams at the Falcons. So looking at the available scouts or trainers, whoever, I'm going to go for the best of the best, man. I'm looking for, it's a level 18, level 20. I'm probably going to push for level 20 just because he's a little bit better overall. And the guy's like mean mugging the camera, dude. Like, yeah, buddy. You know what? I'm going to offer you $100,000 every year for 3 years. You want $80K? I'm going to give you a little bit more. Let's see what you say to that. I think it's pretty decent. Let's see if Green Bay offers more than that. I don't want to overextend myself by looking at a coach or something, or maybe even a new scout, because I'm pretty happy with my scout. From what I remember, he did okay. He did pretty good. But if there was like a balanced overall, that would be ideal. But it doesn't look like there is. It's either focus on one thing or the other. So I'm pretty good with my scout. I would be obviously be looking into a new coach, but I don't want to overextend myself funds wise and end up getting deep in the hole and unable to coach and be done. Because I would go after either Bruce Arians or John Harbaugh. Just because of the expert. Actually, I'd probably go after Marvin Lewis, to be honest with you. Balanced offense, attacking 4-3, and expert scouting. I think I would prefer to have that. But we're going to hold off right now and see what we could do staff-wise. I'm hoping I can get the trainer, and we'll move from there. So taking a look at the conference games, the Texans, who I'm pretty sure the Colts beat down one time hardcore. Then I think the Texans ended up beating them after that, or making it to the Super Bowl, 38-31 over the Chargers, and then the Falcons over the Rams, 52-28. So your Super Bowl matchup, Falcons versus the Texans. So taking a look at the Pro Bowl, Colts, Andrew Luck ends up making it to the AFC team. And then Drew Brees, I think that's the Texans. I think that's where he got traded to. I'm not sure with all the moves who's where anymore. I'm pretty sure Austin is also with the Colts instead of with the Rams. Fullback, Harkey, that used to be the Rams. It's going to be hard to decide who's where, dude. Holy crap. I don't think we have any receivers. Doesn't look like it. I'm not sure about everybody else. I so wish it would tell the teams, dude. That would help out so much to see who made it and what team and what stuff like that. But unfortunately, it doesn't. So we will never know, especially offensive line. I highly doubt we had anybody make it, because especially for anybody on our team, because everybody was injured all freaking season. Like, even our stud center didn't make it. Like, it's just disheartening. But it is what it is. You go with the flow. Khalil Mack, that's with the Colts over there. I mean, he has a good team for not making it to the Super Bowl. That's crazy. Defensive tackles. It's like nobody that we traded away. Good. Because that would have come back to bite me in the butt. Same thing with linebackers. Middle or outside, either way. Yeah, right side, left side, doesn't really matter. Corners, Patrick Peterson, no. I don't think we're actually going to have anybody make the Pro Bowl this year. Collins, there we go. Landon Collins. I think because we got him from the Giants. Maybe that's the only reason why we have any kind of help out there. But hey, any little bit helps. But I think the plan is next week we're going to show the Super Bowl, who won that, and the end of season stats for all the teams, and that's going to push us to the end of the next season. But as of right now, we're like, oh, actually, did I get my dude, my trainer? What was it, staff? Did I get it? It didn't tell me one way or the other if I did or didn't. Yes, we did, but no, we didn't. Well, we don't have a trainer. Do I not get another offer? Can I hire somebody? Like, what needs to happen here? Well, that's weird. I don't see anywhere that it said I didn't get him, but he doesn't show that I did get him. So I don't know. I have no other opportunity to pick anybody up. So I guess we'll figure out in the off season. We'll be right back.
And the Texans end up winning the Super Bowl over the Falcons 17-14. I know earlier this season the Colts destroyed the Texans, but somehow they pulled it out and got a nice little victory there. So taking a look at the awards, let's see if any of the users appear up there. The Colts, Andrew Luck, quarterback, went off week 3. Luck went off again week 8. Bridge actually did something on week 11. Saints had a middle linebacker with 8 tackles and 2 picks on week 16. And then week 19, the corner for the Colts, 8 tackles, 3 picks. And then that was it. Checking out the awards for the season. MVP was the guy in my division, Breeze, who the Saints traded to the Texans. Ended up becoming in second place, but got a Super Bowl ring. And then Luck down here, 6th place. He had a pretty good season. Coach of the year goes to the Dolphins. Well, I'm surprised the Colts didn't. The Colts had a freaking awesome year. I think they should have won it, honestly. The AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Breeze. Austin and Luck both had really good seasons. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Kiko Alonso. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jacoby Richmond. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Ali Robb. And then Desmond Maryland got up there pretty good, so did Copeland. He's got, look at this, Rawls, Stephen, Mike Stevens, I guess. Golly, is that 4 people that are rookies that are up for the award? Best quarterback goes to Breeze with Luck finishing right behind him. Best running back goes to Austin. There we go. Best wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. Best offensive line is like the Colts offensive line. Lane Johnson wins it, and then Zetzler, Muhort, and Kelly all up for it as well. Defensive line, Clowney takes it. Somehow Khalil Mack didn't. That's kind of a surprise, but it was a good season for him. A linebacker goes to Von Miller. Defensive back goes to Stephon Gilmore. Kicker goes to the Chiefs. The NFC, Rodgers takes Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Danny Trevathan. The Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Tolliver for the Lions. I tried to get him, just wasn't happening. We did have Jackson, who was our backup running back. Actually did pretty good. Same thing with Clifton. He's also, I'm pretty sure, our backup running back. I don't know who this is. I think offensive lineman. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to the 49ers. Saints had a couple of guys so far. Gold up there as well. And then we had our defensive tackle and corner had they not got hurt. Best quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Best running back, Matt Forte. Oh yeah, Saints get up there. Best wide receiver, Devontae Adams. And then Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb. Just give the whole Packers crew up there. Best O-line goes to Trent Williams. Oh, we have Frederick, and that's the guy we took from the Cowboys. Best D-line goes to Vernon. And then Saints almost had somebody, Cameron Jordan. Best linebacker goes to McPhee. Best defensive back goes to Tremaine Johnson from the Rams. Wow. And then the kicker goes to the 49ers. So all in all, it's a pretty good season. Looking at the team stats, the Colts led the league. Led the league in total offense, 7,182 yards, 4,639 passing yards. That'd get it out eventually. About 2,500 rushing yards. Scored about 35 points a game. That's really good, really even for touchdowns. He just had a real good season. The Saints probably in the top third. Had a good year as well. I mean, they're above the top half. Had almost 6,000 yards of total offense, 42 on the ground, or 42 through the air, 17 through the ground, 25 points per game. He had a pretty good year, even though some of those games just didn't look like it. And here we are towards the bottom of the barrel with only like 53 total offensive yards, 34 through the air, and almost 19 on the ground. Only 20 points per game, man. We could not score, and we just did not have a good season. Defensively, the Colts lead it again. Colts leading offense and defense, man. Only allowing 5,063 yards of total yards. There you go. They allowed about 3,700 through the air and a 1,400 on the ground. 373 points. They allowed quite a bit of points, though. But they got 44 sacks, 16 fumbles, and 8 picks. The Saints actually sitting about the same location, man. They had a pretty good year, allowing about 5,600 yards of total yards. Dang it. Allowed almost 3,800 passing yards and a little over 1,800 rushing yards, 353 points. So he allowed way less points than the Colts did. He got 44 sacks, 14 fumbles, and 11 interceptions. The Saints did pretty good. They had more interceptions, 2 less fumbles, and 4 more sacks, and allowed less points. They just couldn't pull out some wins. And then we allowed a little over 5,900 total yards, about 41 to 42 through the air, and then about 17 to 1,800 on the ground, 448 points, 30 sacks, 8 fumbles, 12 picks. We just could not stop people throwing the ball on us, and that was pretty obvious. Conversions, again, Colts lead the league, 62% on third down, and they were exactly 50% on fourth down and 100% on two-point conversion. That's a pretty nice looking stat there. We were 48% on third down. I mean, that's not bad. I would prefer it over 50%, but it is what it is. We'll take it. We were horrible on fourth down, though. 14 for 36 for 38%. And then the one shot we took for the two-point conversion couldn't quite do it. And then the Saints at 47%, just a little bit below us. And then a solid 51% on fourth down. And then 100% on the two-point conversion. Red zone efficiency, finally a category that Colts haven't won. Holy crap, man. That's crazy. Took them to red zone efficiency. I mean, it's still scored 74% of the time with, was that 53 total time scoring out of 71 attempts. Defense did pretty good, allowing only 77% of the time for them to score, but 32 touchdowns is quite a bit. It's not as many as 53 by the Rams or the Browns up there, but still. The Saints at a 69%, and then we're 3 down at a 67%. We didn't have a great year. I mean, we didn't score a lot, and that I could have told you that. We just couldn't stop people in the red zone. We couldn't score in the red zone. Saints only allowed 74% of people to score. When they got there, we allowed 77%. Taking a look at the penalties, and the Colts didn't win this one either. Colts were really close, though. Only 98 penalties for 833 yards. We were 97 for 834. And the Saints with 110 for 917. The turnover difference, the Texans just were able to take advantage of it. They didn't turn the ball over a whole lot, only 17 times all season, and got 36, dude. My goodness. The Saints with the best user team with a 9 difference, and the Colts 2 or 3 down with 7. Saints had 16 giveaways, 14 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Colts 12 interceptions, 5 fumbles for 17 giveaways. But they won the turnover difference with 25 takeaways, 11 interceptions, 14 fumbles compared to 8 and 16. I was honestly thinking we were going to be last, man. We turned the ball over quite a bit. We just weren't able to score in a lot of situations. So 23 giveaways, 11 interceptions, 12 fumbles compared to 20 takeaways with 12 interceptions and 8 fumbles. But all in all, we had a good season. And as you could see, we stayed the owner of the Vikings. We are 4,000 above, which is what we needed. We couldn't finish the season under, which the Saints did. So Epic had to drop out and rejoin. He picked, I think, the worst team is what everybody agreed upon. And he joined in as the 49ers. So interested to see what's going on over there. Because that could be a good team, man. I know we've kind of picked him clean for draft picks from the users, but I think he could do all right over there. But we have a couple of people to renegotiate, which we're not going to worry about. We're actually going to lose Teddy Bridgewater and our star corner. Let's see if I can remember what his daggum name is. Xavier Rhodes. They want to sign. They don't want to sign with me, and they don't want to do a franchise tag on either of those guys. If they want to go, get out. I only have 3 picks, so that's going to kind of hurt. And I definitely don't have really a quarterback. I mean, I got Brent Hundley. He could be okay, but we could see if we can find somebody
in the upcoming draft. But that's going to be it for this episode, man. If you guys liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you guys are new, be sure to subscribe. And I will see you all next time.